Hi, everybody. Welcome to Reality Buzz TV, where we talk about all things reality TV shows and all things reality TV show stars. And listen, you guys, I just watched the last two episodes of The Ultimate Girls Trip because, of course, I missed it because I wasn't around. And I have to say this, you guys, it's been a good season. But it definitely felt to me like it dragged a little bit too long. Like, honestly, the last two episodes, there were times where I couldn't wait for it to just move. It's like I wanted it to get to the end. The last two episodes, I wanted it to get to the end, even though there was still drama, there were still things happening. There was a feeling that I was getting where I'm like, can it be over already? So I don't know, you guys, if they made it too long. I don't know. There's just that feeling that I had that okay, let me watch the last two episodes so that it can be done. But overall, you guys, I feel like before I watched the last two episodes, I did feel like I was disappointed by how the ladies that I thought I was going to like, the ladies that I was very excited about at the beginning of the season, they ended up doing things that made me not to like them this season. And I thought that the last two episodes were going to make me change my mind about that and be like, no, man, they okay. That was Beverly, that was Liz, that was Nonku, that was Litabo. Yeah, those four. I was disappointed that I ended up not liking them, especially Liz and Litabo. You know, I've said this before that for me, this season of the Ultimate Girls Trip, Ulitabo just ended up being a follower. It's almost like she wants to be, part of her wants so much to be Nonku, and part of her wants so much to be Lassie. And I feel like there's a competition thing with her and Lassie, and it becomes so obvious. And it's like, girl, I thought you were not that girl, you know? I thought you were this confident woman, empowerment lady. I don't know, guys. I just feel like Uli Tabo became someone that I didn't think she was this season. So I ended up just not liking her. I didn't like Liz because Liz is a hypocrite. Liz is a hypocrite. I didn't mention this before, but she was upset about them saying something racist about her. But Liz, if you look back at this season, Liz is the one that has been mentioning the white women do this, white women do that, referring to Beverly and Mel. And it's really like put a stamp on it for me to say, yeah, Liz is a hypocrite. In fact, Liz is the one that is a racist because um she was upset that they said something racist about her, but she's sitting at the table saying that Crystal should not have childhood trauma because she's white. I understand somebody saying that, you know, if Crystal said and came and said, you know what, I grew up very poor. Obviously, in my mind, I would be thinking your poor as a white person is not the same as my poor as a black person. But that does not mean that she wasn't poor, you know? And I feel like to say somebody doesn't have childhood trauma because she is white, like, but you were upset that they were saying to you, the reason you like black men is because you're not all the way white. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand Liz, okay? I just feel like she's the one that actually has mentioned race more than anybody this season, but then she was the one that got the most upset about somebody referring to her when it comes to race. Girl, you colored, okay? So if somebody mentions that you actually, they forget that you colored because you look white, why are you getting so upset about it? If you are over there telling Crystal that she cannot have childhood trauma because she is white, you know, I don't understand that. I don't get it. Also, with Liz, I feel like she was so mean to Crystal, unnecessarily so. Yes, granted, Crystal met a 28-year-old and fell in love with him, decided to have like a romance with a 28-year-old. Who was not shocked about that? Who was not shocked about that? Everybody was shocked, but it's Crystal. And she was so happy. And the guy is not underage. He is 28. Maybe I would question it if he was like 19, 18. He's 28. Okay. She's even met the family and all of it. Like Crystal was happy about that, but it's like Liz was so bothered by the fact that Crystal was happy because of this guy. Why are you worried about Crystal? Why are you so bothered by the fact that Crystal met this guy and he's happy? Every time Crystal is mentioning Sebastian, you are so upset about it. So I was disappointed at Liz. I really was, because I liked Liz from her franchise. On her franchise, I like Liz, but here I did not like that she was unnecessarily mean, and I don't like the fact that you don't want people to be racist towards you, but you are racist towards them. It just doesn't make sense for me. Beverly, with Bev, I just don't like her being a victim. It's like you can do mean things and say mean things to the others, but when it comes to you, oh my God. how, how, ime kancane Beverly. Hi sis. Pela, on Real Housewives, it's either you are the sensitive person or you are like, okay, I will give it because I can also take it, kind of a situation. So it was like, I know that Mel was very mean to Beverly. I think that it wasn't called for her to talk about her daughter, even though I did feel like, but now umqalile wambiza, you called her a snake and whatever. Then when she comes back and calls you that about your daughter, now it's a big thing. So I did feel like even her, she was unnecessarily mean to Mel, but Mel is also mean. So I felt like with Mel, I expected Mel to be mean. I didn't expect Beverly to be that mean. So I'm not disappointed at Mel, because I kind of feel like, in fact, Mel surprised me, because I had moments where I actually liked Mel, and I did not think I was going to like Mel. I did not think that I was going to like Mel. They were so mean to Mel sometimes that it made me like Mel. You know, because I don't like the ganging up and the bullying. So sometimes I'll be like, I'm just liking her now because you guys don't like her so much. And it wasn't so much that she was innocent, because she wasn't innocent. She was starting things too. Even the point where, like when they were asking each other questions and they were saying, what is the best thing that has happened to you? They were asking Mel that question. Guys, I know there's this thing about Mel and Pete, ne? But what is so shocking and bad about, if you ask me what is the best thing that happened to me, if because I have kids, I'm most likely going to have to say my kids are the best thing that happened to me. But if I didn't have kids and you asked me that question, I said actually my husband is the best thing that ever happened to me. What would be the what would be like? Oh my God! Why couldn't she say something? I'm like, it's her husband, and she doesn't have kids, and she doesn't have kids. She doesn't have a family. She did say that her mom, her dad died. And I started thinking things. Her whole family has passed away, but I was like, not going to say it on TV. It's on TV, on YouTube. But I was like, your whole family. But she doesn't have a family. She doesn't have kids. So, I mean, isn't it obvious the best thing that has, she's going to say it's her husband? So that's why I say sometimes they were just unnecessary. Then when it comes to Nonku, you guys, ayo, Nonku, Nkosi yami, she exhausted me. Exhausted me. I was like, I want to take Nonku's side, but she was exhausting for me, because I realized the last time I reviewed the show that she's fake, because she had spoken to Londie London. Londie London they had a conversation on the phone. She comes back on camera to ask her about something that they had already discussed privately, and she was wanting to pretend that they had not had that conversation. Now, when it comes out, because they had had a conversation, she's coming back now to lie and say that she had forgotten that they had had a conversation. I'm like, Nonku, ayibo kahle ngane kaNkulunkulu. Hawu kanti njani Nkosi yami ngane kaJesu manje? Hayi. I'm like, yay, aren't you supposed to be living for the Lord? You know that scene from Matthias video, from Matthias movie, I am living for the Lord. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be living for the Lord? Why are you lying? And the thing of her just, guys, obviously, in London, something happened at the airport. Obviously, something happened at the airport. I suspect maybe she has a criminal what, because Pela, just if you add 1 + 1 + 3, kuphuma ba. Yes, akuphuma 5 exactly. So what I'm saying is that it could be a criminal thing that it made her thing get flagged. Obviously, she's not gonna want to talk about that. Even though I don't understand somebody going on a reality show not wanting to talk about certain things. But if somebody has had a conversation with you, you're trying to build a friendship with this person, they have had a conversation with you and told you private information privately in the text messages. Why are you now coming on camera? If you really want us to believe ukuthi uyingane kaNkulunkulu eyahamba yaya eBible school yayofunda iBhayibheli yabuya yezwa izwi likaNkulunkulu li-visible kuyena and has a calling what. Now you are here at the table wanting to embarrass the woman. Even though Londie London did lie, because let's be real, Londie London did lie because she didn't tell the truth. Let me say that. She didn't. Okay, she didn't lie, but she didn't tell the truth about the visa thing because obviously she's not telling us the whole story. But for Nonku to be the one that is like pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing for that information, when she already knew the answer because they had already spoken, that was a risk to a friendship. And then she wants to say, listen, I can be trusted as a friend. I am a good friend. I am a child of God. I can be trusted. I want you, Londie London, to trust me. Even me, I was in Londie London because I was like, the hell not. You cannot be trusted, lady. I was like, you cannot be trusted. What do you mean you can be trusted? Okay. So Nonku just exhausted me. And then this boyfriend thing, and I don't know about Nonku and her calling and the boyfriend, and then because Nonku contradicts herself so much, and she will judge other people, but she really cannot take judgment. And sometimes she judges herself, and then she interprets that as other people judging her. The fact that she posted a picture half naked and her boyfriend didn't like it because people online didn't like it. Listen, if every other sentence you say in your life is about you being a Christian, trust you me, it's not even going to be the people that are not Christian that are not going to judge you. It's the Christians. Okay, so they are going to be asking questions. Why are you naked online and you are calling yourself Pastor Nonku? Okay, why are you almost showing us your nipples? Pella, the breast is not a nipple. Sometimes people will be like, I wasn't showing a nipple. Listen, a breast is the whole thing. Is a breast a nipple? No, the breast is the whole thing. So if you're showing your whole breast part a nipple, you are naked. I mean, really now, you should have been prepared for that. Now she's crying about her calling, I am called. Now there is Mother Teresa here. Lassie now trying to understand the calling. What do you mean you're calling? Like, I don't feel like in anything that Unonku did on that trip, I can say it represented her being a Christian or having a calling. And there's nothing wrong with that because just because you're a Christian, I guess you can't just be always singing. But she can't be expecting that people will interpret her being naked on a picture on Instagram as her preaching the word of God. She can't be expecting that. If you take a picture with your whole breast out, you can't be expecting that your fellow Christians are going to be like, yeah, representing us. This is how we represent the Lord. No, guys, there's a lot of dilulu in the air. Okay. Then they did a thing that is like a reunion thing when they were sitting down, just asking each other questions how they were feeling about the trip. Then there is Litabo having an issue with the fact that Lassie is the one that is doing it. Because I've told you guys that one of the reasons Litabo doesn't like Lassie is because Lassie took her job. But she did not only take Litabo's job, she took Litabo's job and then took many other jobs after she had taken Litabo's job. Okay, and one of those jobs is her doing the reunion of Umnagwetu. uzobona ukuthi uLethabo follows uLassie like nothing. Okay, she's like, what is that thing that she does? Mnakwethu. I'm like, you know very well, she does the reunion of Mnakwethu Happily Ever After. Because you probably would have loved to do it, you know. That's how I feel about Lethabo. It's like that's how she's just bothered by Ulassie, you know. Listen, you guys. Overall, I guess it was a good season. Oh, let me talk about Nonku and Londie London. Apparently, there's a fight that went on between the two of them that we did not see. They do talk about it, but the story is very different because Nonku says she was called the devil, she was called she was called evil and all of that. And I'm not saying that it's not possible that Londie London did that, because I think that if I spoke to you as a friend privately and gave you information and then you came and tried to embarrass me at the table because you wanted me to share that information, I might call you, you know, like a devil, you know. I might just call you umkovu. I might just call you, I don't know, guys. You know, the list is endless. So I feel like, yeah, Londie London probably did call her those things, but chances are she deserved it at the time. Okay? Because why did you do that? Now she's acting like it's the end. Oh my God, she called me evil. Lord Jesus, help us. Hey. And then when she leaves, she's like, the Lord will fight for me. The thing about Nonku, she thinks the Lord belongs to her as well. I'm like, okay, the Lord will fight for you. But what if the Lord fights for you and fights for Londie London? So who's going to win, Pele? It's like, personally, you know. She says the Lord will fight for you. But what if when Londie London was verbally fighting for you, there was the Lord fighting for Londie London? What if it's like she thinks that God is only going to fight for her? It's like, I'm going to leave it. Apparently, she was calling Joe at the middle of the night, telling her that Londie London was evil to her. What. I'm like, hey, no, go. Hey. Awume kancane. Hayi awu. But again, there was a food tech somewhere because Londie London was so fed up with Nonku at the table when Nonku was just pestering about the visa thing and her arriving late. She ended up unesidina unesicefe futsek. Hayi futsek asho ngathi fusek. Uthe fusek usho wesiZulu. She didn't even honor the futsek and said it in African. No, she said it in ngesiZulu. Wathi fusek. Hayi fusek man. I know when she say fusek. You know, now she's like, oh, you can swear at me. You can't swear at me. Oh, I will not accept that. I'm like, hey, the child of Jesus. Hey. Hi, guys. I'm glad the season is over, though, you guys, because it was starting to feel like it dragged just a little bit too long. And I was just like fed up with Bev and her child story. Her child dated her ex-husband. What? I'm like, hey, guys, that story is not really part of this. Why are we bringing it? And Mel did try to apologize to Bev, but it was awkward and whatever. But yeah, guys, I think it was a good season overall. I was just shocked by the fact that I ended up not liking those ladies. So basically, my faves ended up being Londie London. I like Londie London, even though she was there very shortly. I like Londie London. I like Lassie. I liked Crystal, because Crystal is gonna have some fun. And I shocked myself by liking Mel. What did you know? How did you know? But I still want to know more about Tammy Taylor because, girl, okay, let me say this. I like Mel on the show because the other stuff, I'm like, girl, what's happening here? Anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to say about this. Anyway, if I watch it again and there's something else that I want to talk about, then I'll do that. And guys, why is Elton so judgmental to Crystal? He's all there like a father by the door when Crystal arrives in the morning. He's like, hey, are you going to be doing this all the time, sleeping out? I'm like, are you, do you remember that you are talking to a 50-something-year-old woman? I know Elton was doing too much, right? He really was doing too much. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me what you thought about the last 2 episodes of the Ultimate Girls Trip. Like the video before Pumegona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers in Tanda.